Hello and welcome to my channel. How do you like the hat? I thought I'd do something different today. It's not even that sunny, but I got this sun protection hat to protect me from the sun out here in Australia, which is starting to give me pigmentation at my very young age already. Terrifying stuff. But anyway, today I want to talk about moderation and desensitization amongst many things. I think a lot is going on. A lot is always going on, especially if you're well connected over social media, then you know what I'm talking about. Information overload, sensory overload. We are seeing so much more than we're supposed to at such a short amount of time that we're becoming desensitized. Take the dating scene, for example. We've got all these dating apps, and that gives us this illusion of options. We've got all these people we follow on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, wherever you are. It gives us an illusion that we just have infinite options. And what it does is it desensitizes us. We no longer treat a person with the kind of focus that we once did when we weren't so distracted with the illusion of options. And so relationships end prematurely. Forgiveness is not an option anymore because there is always another option. And so in a world full of possibilities, or the illusion of, I think moderation is the real strength. I'm going to be honest with you, this year is going to end very soon. And so I can safely say that I've been single for a whole year. And I have been on a date or two here and there, I think 3 times total. Yeah, 3 times total. Just to sort of see if I was ready or if someone was out there for me, and quickly realized it wasn't the case and retracted for the right reasons. And so I can tell you that because I practiced moderation in my love life this year, I realized how much more sensitive I've become. First, meetings are important. Meetings are important. My energy is sacred, and I don't want to just meet people unless I see something that's worth it already in them. You know what I mean? Whereas people who are speed dating will just go and meet and go and meet and go and meet as many people as they can, again and again and again, one after the other. And in that process, lose the beauty of that first meeting, lose the ability to observe very crucial things in that first meeting. And of course, this is just an example. Let's talk about a different kind of excess. Now with AIs and bots, I'm seeing that in our future, we're going to have house help in forms of robots who are going to do the dishes for us, who are going to maybe even drive us, maybe pick up the kids, who knows? That's where we're heading, right? And as we invent solutions to make our life easier, it's important to ask ourselves, if everything becomes easy and everything is done for us, then what are we doing? Where are we focusing? I want you to know that I am not against AI and robots or anything like that, because I am someone who loves the possibilities of invention, and I like to stay optimistic about them. I believe it's really about your intention and how you use a tool, and not the tool that's the problem, not the invention that's the problem. What I'm saying is that if you need someone to pick up your kids and do the dishes for you because you're a single mom and you need to go out there and do real work so that you can take care of your children, then I think there's nothing wrong with having a robot or an AI support you with these things. But ironically, these products can only be afforded by people who have money. And people who already have money, unless they're investing their time in the betterment of society or adding value of some sort, it will just make their lives more miserable. Because now they have all this time to do crazy things like have affairs, gamble, and whatever have you. And that's why we often see that people who have a lot of access to money but no moral compass will get themselves in a lot of trouble. And this is what I mean about having excess. There's nothing wrong with having a lot of money, but then what are you doing with your time that you're not investing in trying to secure, money for your rent, or trying to secure money to get by, which, well, a lot of the population is trying to do, right? So how are you adding any value or benefit to the world? What positive change are you bringing about with your time now that money is not a problem, is the real question. And I think when the robots arrive and when the AI gets better and better, the divide between those that can afford it and those that can't will be very, very stark and apparent. And I'm just afraid it'll just further desensitize us. I think our ability to be emotionally intelligent is what sets us apart amongst our other fellow species here. And if we're going to become desensitized to the point where we no longer have that emotional maturity, that emotional intelligence, then we become a danger not just to ourselves, but to others around us. Because when we are desensitized, we just become unhinged. It doesn't hurt to hurt another person's feelings because they're just an option now. It doesn't matter what a person can do or provide with their time because a robot can do it now. Do you know what I mean? So then moderation becomes the new tool, the new focus for us to advance in our human integrity, to advance in our emotional maturity and intellectual capacity. Do I make sense, or am I just... Because sometimes I think in my videos I get a little too philosophical or talk about things that maybe don't make sense to people. I don't know. I promise you I'm sane though. So I guess what I'm trying to arrive at is I want to encourage you to think, which area of my life have I become kind of desensitized to? Which area of my life is becoming robotic and not very human? Haha, irony. Robotic. And so how can I practice moderation there? It could start with something as simple as decreasing your screen time, because a lot of access to information and other people's social lives is also desensitizing us. If we're always on a platform where people are always sharing their achievements, snaps of their good life, and if everyone's always projecting how beautiful they are, how successful they are, how rich they are on this platform, and that's where you are and that's what you're always seeing, it's very natural then to question not just where you are, but also become very desensitized to other people's struggles. We are rarely seeing the struggle these people are going through before they get that rich, before they become that successful, before they become that beautiful or whatever. And because we're not seeing the struggle, we assume that they just have it by luck, or they just have it because they always had it. And that sort of perspective leaves us with zero empathy. It's possible that those people are either lying, exaggerating, or actually have worked very hard to get where they are, and you know nothing about it because you're only seeing the highlights. Does that make sense? I think we definitely have reached a point in our lives where we can assume that social media is 80% lie. Let's be very real here. I mean, even certain news channels are lying. Forget social media. We expect news to be real. So I think what's real is human ability to exaggerate and lie. That's what's real. So don't let social media or your access to all this information cloud your judgment and desensitize you and make you less of an empath. Always assume that what's not being shown exists, and it's most likely not very pretty. So this brings me back to moderation. Moving to Australia has given me access to certain things that I didn't have before because it's given me a certain amount of financial security. So it's then given me ease to afford certain things. And I'm reaching that point where I'm like, hey, If I can get anything I really want, that doesn't mean I have to get everything I want. You know? If I can get everything I want, that maybe means it's time to practice moderation. And let's be honest, there is no end to want. So it's important to reach a point and say, hey, I think it's time for moderation now. You know, when you've got your kitchen set up, your wardrobe set up, your house, your furniture set up, your car set up, that's when it's time to go, okay, maybe I don't need more things in my house. Maybe I don't need more clothes. Maybe I don't need more jewelry. Like maybe I don't need things. Maybe I need moderation. Maybe I need to become more sensitive to my obsession with excess. And let's not forget, our constant need to want things is a direct result of really good marketing. If you actually read about marketing psychology, you'd start to feel like a victim of it very soon, I promise you. There is conscious marketing and there is subconscious marketing. On social media, we often see people have things that they're not actually necessarily marketing, but we can see they have those things all the time. And just by looking at those things, we want them, we find in ourselves a desire for them. And these people don't even have to be influencers or be, sponsoring something. They don't. You could just see a woman in a really nice dress posting a picture about a birthday party that she went to and go, hey, oh my God, I love this dress. Now I want it. Do you know what I mean? And of course, some of that is very innocent and healthy. Like, by all means, go buy yourself a dress every now and then. But like I said, it's so important to become aware when that's happening constantly, and then practice moderation. So balance things out. Anyway, this is what I wanted to talk about today, and I hope it was beneficial to you. If you like such content, follow, subscribe, share, like, comment, lululululu, la 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 la. You know what to do. Engage so that I can reach you more often, and I'll see you in the next one.